Welcome to Baho Table Talk. My name is Antoinette Magisha, your host. Today we'll be talking about the financial wellness. But before we do, let me introduce you to my co-host, Kelly Garambe. Can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, Antoinette. My name is Kelly Garambe, as she said, and I'm proud to be part of the Toronto community. And I'm also humbled to be part of your co-host today. Um, so I'm introducing the person on my second right, and that is Sana. Sana, tell us about yourself.
Hi, my name is Sana. I am entering my senior year of high school. I'm 16 years old, and I'm so honored to be here and to talk about this subject. It's something that I've wanted to know for a long time, and it's great to experience this with people who are, professional at it.
Amazing. And my name is John Paul Nyereka. You can call me JP. Uh, I guess I am the one with all the answers and information, so no pressure
Yes,
to
you
me.
are.
I'm excited to be part of the table talk. I find it super inspiring that we are all here to talk about specifically financial wellness. And that's indispensable in my heart because this is my chosen passion. I was in the financial industry for 13 years. And after that, I decided we have to do personal finance that is more personal. So today, to introduce what we're going to focus on, we'll be focusing on the wonderful world of the psychology of money. So before you even know yourself and make money, how are you around money? So we'll go through different iterations of what it means to actually understand your psychology of money. We'll go through the science of five different money personality types, and the co-hosts and myself will tell some real stories about how we identify as well. We'll go through where you can find your own money personality type. We'll share candid stories about what we've done with money and the people around us, what they've experienced with money. So glad to have you on. And with that said, I'll put it back to the co-host, Antoinette. Let us know, like, how have you interacted with the psychology of money?
The way I interact with the psychology of money is I'm learning as everyone else. I may be mature age wise, but I'm learning. And I wish I have learned this when I was young. This is why today we have young people among us so that they can tell us exactly what they're going to be learning from this. And being in this industry, I've been in the finance industry for more than 15 years. So I learned everything from work. But coming from a background that finance, it wasn't something that we really discussed. They were, I mean, I was raised by a single mother, and all we had was like, as long as you have a roof over your head, you have food, that's all you need.
Yeah.
So I had to maneuver and try to find a way of being financially independent.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some few stuff that I did to make sure that I don't depend on my mom or my brothers or my sisters. So I had to sell something. I mean, obviously, that's the story that I will be able to share later. But let's just go back to the guest of honor, JP, to introduce this topic of psychology of money. What does it mean? What it is?
Amazing. Okay, so this part here will open up how you look in the mirror financially. And sometimes you find out you've been doing this, some different financial moves, you keep ending up in the same spot. And you wonder what like what brings me here every time. And most people think, oh, I'm just bad with money. And that's just the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But what you don't actually understand is there's an operating system inside you that makes you do things a certain way. And what we're going to understand today is, okay, what's that operating system? And actually, how do you categorize it? Because let's take an example. People think spenders are the ones who do bad with money because spending equals bad has been part of the financial world for a long time. But spenders are not the only people in the world. We have four other different categories of people, and they have their own categories of problems. So let me just introduce those four, unless anyone wants to guess them. Does anybody wants to guess? I'll just introduce them, and then you tell me how you feel you identify in those four.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first category is the spenders, because everybody thinks they're the worst with money. And then another one is socialite. So the socialite are the spenders, but they spend to be seen. You know, at their wedding, they'll be throwing cash, but they might not buy themselves like the nicest jacket. If they go outside to, let's say, there's like a park, they want the biggest tent. You know,
So they put money into like showing off.
exactly.
Okay.
But the showing off is more important
Okay.
than the purchase.
I see.
Right. Does that resonate? Are you thinking of like a couple people in your life? Are you like, this
Yeah.
person is really good at spending when the lights are on? So that's a different kind of spender. Those people are fun to be around.
Right? Yeah.
Those are great. If you go to the club
They
and
bully
you have 2-3 socialites, there'll be 2-3 bottles being purchased
Yeah.
Yes.
because the lights are so important to them.
I
But there's
see.
another category as well, the savers. These are the ones who judge the spenders. And we have to think about it in context as well. Sometimes if you're in a relationship and you're a spender and your partner is
Saver.
a saver.
Yeah.
So part of the understanding this conversation is making sure that you know how to remove that conflict so that you can continue your bond. So the savers, they don't want their money going anywhere. So they are more likely to just keep it and hold it.
Can that be a hindrance? Like,
That's a really good question. Most people think savers are actually doing fantastic
right? I thought they were.
because they're not spending. Clearly, they're not wasting their money.
Yeah.
But the thing to do with money is actually never to keep it. There's a fifth one when we're talking about the personality types. You see the fifth one gets it more correct most of the times. But what happens with the savers is there's a fear.
Fear. I see.
So they live with the fear of losing their money.
I see.
That's also problematic because the main reason why we are all working and trying to get things right is that we know we only have 45 years to work. And then we have another maybe 25, 35 years to live after working. What we do in this 45 years should be able to sponsor the retirement portion. So if you're a saver and you have cash, that cash does not grow. So you end up in the same gap that the spenders were in, even though you were a saver.
Yeah, you were.
So that, and then you lived with the fear as well. So at least the spenders, they went out and spent and got the big
Something
tent,
out of it. Something out of it.
the big car. But the savers will end up in the same spot if they don't actually do the right things that the spenders did. Just they will have had anxiety about their money the whole time.
So do you think savers, they feel good just to look at the money? Is it something that they feel good about
Yes.
to look at the money, or is just they save it because they are like fearful? I mean, they're afraid of what's going to happen next or tomorrow. What if?
That's a good question. The kind of hypothesis, so like you all can answer because I don't have a true answer as to why.
Yeah.
But the net effect, whether it's mistrusting the banks, mistrusting financial agents, and by the way, financial agents have also betrayed the people. So the anxiety is not coming from nowhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
as somebody who was in all levels of the bank, I have seen terrible financial advisors, and I've seen really great ones. So it's a mixed bag. If somebody who's a saver runs into an advisor that is not great, guess what happens? They don't even want to
To go there.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna put my money in the account. So I don't know if it's the fear or wanting to watch the money grow.
Right. Some people have numbers.
So some people have numbers. They're like, okay, 15. But to keep us on track, I'm gonna introduce the third category.
So we had two so far. So we had the spenders,
Mhm.
socialites,
Mhm.
and then
Savers.
savers. Yeah,
Savers.
spenders, socialites, and
Savers.
savers.
Yeah.
Right, and then now the fourth.
The fourth. So
Yes.
this is your enterprise, risk taker. They are the people making it happen. Most people in the world who you see on CNN, CNBC,
Mm.
usually have that high of a risk appetite. You take an example of Elon Musk. Buying Twitter did not make a lot of sense,
Yeah.
Right.
but he had to do something.
Mhm.
Mm.
And him not doing something is unacceptable.
Mm.
So the enterpriser is somebody who's always looking for gain,
A new,
Mhm.
gain,
new
Right.
venture.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
They focus on gain. And sometimes to their own detriment,
Mm.
because the level of research, the level of care that they do before entering into a venture
Mm.
might not be quite as high as a saver.
Mm.
So they are ready to go.
Right.
And those are the people you need if you're trying to break, generational curses, because they will run right through the wall.
Mm.
And they will continue doing it
And come
because
back and-
it's in them.
Yeah.
And those people, obviously every personality has a flaw. So
Yes.
those people, they need a little bit more guidance on risk management to
Definitely.
make sure that school fees money is not going into Bitcoin and
Mm.
Bitcoin money is not
Sure,
going.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those people need that kind of like guidance.
Yeah.
But once you identify yourself to be that person,
Yeah.
you at least know you are going to be in the
One of the
breaking
right
of,
case.
you're breaking, generational barriers, because you will take on challenges.
Until you get to where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Instead of being fearful
Yes.
and do nothing, but you're
Yes.
taking you're taking the risks
Yes.
Yeah.
that can be costly sometimes
Yeah.
Yes.
because you may take a risk and then lose money.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I actually have a question for you,
Yeah.
because the enterprise also have a fear, and the fear is more fear of missing out.
Mm.
And I think your generation has a lot of multimedia access.
Yes.
Is there like a fear of missing out thing that goes on financial? Like somebody comes out, oh my God, I bought Bitcoin, I bought this coin. Is there something like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think I'm very guilty of that as well. I can't lie. Just it's very common just not being able to manage our money at this age because I think we or for people in my age range, we rely a lot on our parents and that could not always be the best decision. So I think, yeah, definitely wanting to spend money just to be tuned in with all the trends and everything that's going on is definitely something that happens on a daily basis.
Yeah, and some of these trends are concerning.
Yeah.
Labubus.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what a labubu is?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
It's
if
like-
you're
Yeah.
buying a labubu, yes, we need to talk. You need better money
Yeah,
management.
and mind you, they're like $35 to $50. Like they're not.
Money.
Yes, so the fear of missing out is very prevalent in the risk taker, in the enterprise.
Mhm.
So you can see, even though they're not afraid of the venture,
Right.
they're afraid of being outside the venture
Mhm.
when it's happening. So you can see the psychology of it is really managing fear and greed.
I
Like
see.
Yeah.
there's a bit of fear that is inherent in all of these. And obviously the last one, unless do you have any questions or comments on the risk taker?
Yeah, I have a question too. So, but okay, like buying a labubu, would it be an entrepreneur move, or that's more?
I was going to
spending?
ask the same question
Yeah.
because that will be spending.
Unless you're buying it to like
Right.
probably like invest, like probably sell it.
I know a lot of people who are buying a bunch of Labubus.
Mm.
So by like after 5 years they can resell it for like
Right.
1,000 and all that stuff. So reselling is a
That makes
big
sense.
thing in the
Yeah.
when trends are
If-
going viral.
If I could share something about the fear of missing out part, it's like when I open Instagram and I see a guy say, "Oh, I'm 21 years old and I just made 100K last month, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I want to quit my job and go take some risks, right?
Yeah.
And then all the money I probably had for rent, now I want to put it somewhere dumb, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think that's heavy.
That's a good example.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
good example.
So what am I doing with my life? Right?
Yeah, and that's a legitimate human way of approaching financial wellness, because before we even talk about money, we can talk about these things. You will be drawn to that fear of missing out.
Mhm.
So let's take that example you gave of the Labubu is a good example.
Mhm.
We'll combine it with yours as well.
Yeah.
Somebody, you open Instagram and somebody just say, look, I just have 100,000 in Labubus
Mhm.
that in 5 years it's gonna be 5 million. I'm gonna retire at 22.
Yeah.
Those are like three different people. The person buying Labubu's en masse is the risk taker,
Mhm.
Right.
right? But they're preparing the Labubus for the actual socialites that are going to spend on the Labubus to make sure that everybody knows
They have.
they
Yeah.
have one,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? And then
Connection.
the person opening Instagram and watching it is also a different person, because you did not take action. You are outside looking at, so you're more likely to be on the not risk taking side because you did not buy the 100,000 in Labu,
Yes.
Mhm.
and you're likely not going to be on the spending, on the socialized spending side, because you didn't have the Labu.
Yeah. So you saved.
Yeah, there's a chance you're more of a saver,
Mm.
or you're the fifth type,
Mhm.
which is a realist.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's the last one.
Please.
Yeah, we need to know that one.
Yeah, that was such a good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a realist, they get the least amount of happiness. Yeah, the realists get the least amount of happiness
Yeah.
from their money. They know money is just the means to an end.
Mhm.
So they don't end up getting excited about having the money. They don't end up getting excited about losing the money. Everything to them is just cold calculated research. So
Mhm.
when you approach it that way, you don't get the highs of the spenders.
Okay.
You don't get the high social status of the socialite, and
Okay.
you don't get the tension of the saver, and you don't get the high flying rewards of the entrepreneur, enterprise, risk taker. Everything is just balanced, and you see these people sometimes they have one job, good job, they keep on going.
Yeah.
They
So
invest
they
in the
want to be
401.
safe. Is it like a
It's
security?
not safe. It's like a maximizing a risk band.
Okay.
So inside this risk, they'll buy their mutual funds. They will not do anything
Crazy.
crazy with their money
Okay.
because they don't actually have the excitement of being in the in crowd. They don't want to spend so they can see them. They don't want to, save, and they're afraid of losing the money and keeping it in cash. They literally are right down the middle. So money is the least exciting to them because it doesn't sway them one way or another.
I see.
So they're just living.
They're just living. And I experienced this when my first bank job was in Peterborough, and you will see these guys who come in cargo shorts, and slippers, and they have so much money, so much money in investments and different things, allocated in different ways. But if you're on the streets and you're trying to figure out who has money,
You want.
you would not
Yeah.
ever find that it's them.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if the bankers are trying to schedule them in for appointments to sell them the newest and greatest thing, they also don't take those appointments. But when they find out their thing online, they'll come and tell the banker, I need this.
Okay.
I need that.
So they have to study
Exactly.
the project or whatever venture that want to
Yeah.
go in before they do.
Yes. And then they go and they do it and they don't feel any
Oh, I see.
super excitement
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So
Just real.
yeah. So how would you assess yourself like so far on the decisions you made?
Yeah. For me, I'm
By the
definitely.
way, not to put you on the spot.
It's okay.
I'll start. I'm the spender. But go ahead.
I am definitely a spender as well.
Are you more of a socialite or are you more of a spend it? Like you buy yourself something nice, or you buy yourself something loud?
Like showing off.
Oh, I think I just buy things for myself, but sometimes I can be very greedy at times where I'm not very mindful. And I always have this kind of mindset of like, it will come back. Like I spend $10, it will come back to me eventually. You see it as such a small amount. Actually, when I first opened my bank account, I think I was about 12, and I was given this generous like offer of like $1,000 in my bank account. And at 12 years old, you see $1,000 in your bank account, and you're like, "This is so much money! Like I'm gonna go and buy a car and everything." And that kind of gives you that motivation to be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I'm not gonna touch this $1,000, and I'm just gonna wait till like I maybe get a job, and I can add on to that." And it wasn't until I went to high school where everything just went downhill. I mean, you're around people who, no matter what, if you guys want to hang out every single day, like you are spending money on a day-to-day basis, no matter what you do. Even if you want to go to someone's house, you're going to end up buying something. You're going to all take, yeah.
Yeah, outside is too expensive.
Yeah. So you see that money just going down and down.
Yeah.
And I think I was about like in the 10th grade when I like saw my bank account go from 1,000 to $25.
Wow.
And I wasn't making any income. So I'm like, where did that
Yeah.
I don't know what to do now. And then it's bad. I think, but nowadays I think I'm definitely more mindful. And even though I may spend,
Yeah.
I definitely have that thought in my mind where I'm just like, do not go overboard because you're gonna regret it and it's not gonna turn out well for you. So
So now you're probably a realist or a saver.
yeah, most of the
What would you
time.
classify it?
Yeah.
So at least from what I'm hearing, you're spending your money on yourself and on your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting more. So you also, one thing I have to introduce is you don't just have one specific type. You have a primary and you have a secondary.
Wow.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
what I was going to ask.
Because sometimes the people who are risk takers because they had to take risk are actually savers and security seekers when they get the money.
Mhm.
Let's say somebody who takes a lot of risk, their primary, that might be their primary because they have to. But when everything the chips are down, they might actually, if you give them $1 million, they're actually keeping it as a saver
Mhm.
and not introducing it to bankers. So
Yeah.
for her, I think I'm getting saver
Yeah.
because even how long it took her to spend 1,000,
Yeah.
that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting saver as maybe secondary
Mm.
and primary
So should
between. No, so she doesn't have a real big loud purchase.
Mhm.
So without the real big loud purchase, it's hard for me to see
Mhm.
her being like a socialite spender. I think it's more spender.
spend.
Spend
So
it,
can you
yeah.
go from one type to the other?
Yes, we
Wait,
evolve over time.
Yeah.
Because those are like levels of risk, especially when now that we're getting older. Once you start running out of time, the market is not going to help you too much. Your risk appetite starts going from, especially the socialites. The socialites go down to like spenders, and then spenders go down a notch to like more realist, and savers.
Yeah.
Savers get even more anxious.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. So you have.
I could say I couldn't stop thinking about the word they use for socialites today. It's a king of enjoyment.
Yeah. Minister of
Right?
Engineering.
Right, like president. Right?
Yeah.
Then you're actually the one taking care of everybody, right?
Yeah.
And you're going off. But coming to actually, a realization, now I know my diagnosis as well.
Yeah.
Right?
What's
So I think I'm more of a spender, right? Because I grew up in a background environment where my mom used to say, "Nuki me ofitum quib," right?
Yeah.
So why would I deny something myself? Like
Yeah.
something for myself, right? So I just treat myself
Yeah.
and everybody else around me sometimes, right? And again, fear of missing out. I
Yeah.
come heavy, right?
Mhm.
Investing,
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah.
trying to be entrepreneurial, right? But I'm trying to tap in that secondary, right?
Yeah.
But my primary definitely is spending, and then my secondary could be entrepreneur.
Mm.
Trying to tap into that.
Nice. So actually, for everyone out there, You can get your own money personality types at 5moneypersonalitytypes.com. It's free. It will send it to your email, and you will know for sure your primary and your secondary. But yeah, no, that's a good way of reflecting, because
Yeah.
enjoyment is also a good investment.
It
There's
is.
no reason to go through life without enjoying life.
Mhm.
That's why we have Baho, because Baho, like, it's, you need to live.
Right.
I mean,
Mhm.
life has a lot of things that needs to be enjoyed,
Mhm.
but at the same time has to be a balanced
Yes.
kind of enjoyment.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna go all the way and forget that you have, let's say, if I'm a mom, I have family that I need to, to look after. They have to go to school.
Yeah.
The enjoyment is good, but balance. Everything needs to be balanced.
Mhm.
This is what Baho means.
Have have, have you noticed your own like money personalities change over time, or would you mind reflecting on yours? Then
Yeah.
where do you think you kind of lie?
It does involve me. I think it starts with the background
Mm,
of no financial literacy,
mm,
where no one is there to teach you how to save, how to spend, how to be an entrepreneur. Nothing. So you just grow up just living your life,
Yeah.
mhm.
if I may
Adjusting.
say.
Yeah.
So, and then once you become mature,
Mhm.
then you start thinking of, how am I gonna save whatever little I have? How can I divide what I have in different things?
Yeah.
Enjoyment, I still have to enjoy myself.
Mm.
I still have to buy myself good stuff, but I still have to save for rainy days. That's how I have
That's
been. I have
closer to
evolved.
realist.
Yeah, realist. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
That's closer to realist. But I think just you having started so many different businesses, I think you also have some enterprise
Enterprise
risk
and
take.
risk taker. I am. That I am a risk taker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want to leave the people who are viewing without like,
Yes.
oh, now that I know my money personality type,
Yeah.
what can I do about it?
Yeah.
So we'll go through like a brief session of like each money personality type and how to get it closer to realist.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
If you're already a realist, really stay there.
Good.
You know?
Really?
Yeah. You
Then
might
do you move forward?
for a realist, you actually want to coach them to have more fun
Mm-hmm.
because they under budget for fun.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if you find
That's
somebody
true.
who is a realist,
Yeah.
they usually are under doing too little in the fun department.
Mhm.
So we'll work our way from the spenders because everybody thinks they're a spender. And maybe you are,
Mhm.
but what do you do if you're a spender? So first of all, find out if you're a socialist. What do you do if you're a spender? First of all, find out if you're a socialite.
Mhm.
Do you spend to be seen, or do you spend on nice things for yourself?
Mhm.
Sometimes those interact as well. Like
Yeah.
if I buy myself a Rolex,
Yeah.
instead of paying rent, then there's a
That's
there's a combination of
yeah.
Yeah.
a socialite and spending because I bought myself something nice
Yes.
and it's a big purchase so that somebody can see me.
Right.
But if you're a spender, finding out that you just spend money, that actually is the one that is the easiest one to put guardrails around. It means money is coming in and you don't mind if it goes out.
Mhm.
So it's always about ratios. You just take 20%, you put it away, and then whatever you do in that 80%, you start out, of course, with the big stuff, rent and groceries. Make sure those are paid. But if you're left with 20, 30% of your salary to spend with your money personality type, that's not going to derail uh, you being good with money. You can still frivolously spend as long as you've taken that 20%, 15 to 20% savings, and you put it in the right investments, you get the right insurance, and then you get the right emergency savings. If you do that, everyone can retire in 26 years. So the spenders is just keeping the money away from them. And for the socialite, you have to concentrate on, if you are a spender spending to be seen, you have to concentrate on the big events. So stop doing the small events so you are able to do the big events. If you really, really like to be seen and you like to, drive around town in the Lamborghini that you do not own, then instead of trying to buy it, save up for a lease and lease it for a month or so. But the same rules apply. The 20% money that you're supposed to save, make sure you're saving it.
Yeah.
And then find out a way to socialite your way into society.
Okay.
Because that comes with high social status, by the way.
Right.
Definitely.
Yes, it's not like you see these big philanthropic donations. It's the same. It's in the same money personality type.
So they're socialites as well. Like
Yeah,
philanthropists?
it's a socialite way of doing it. That's because it's the look at me part,
Right.
right? So it's the
But
big purchase.
you're giving out money.
Yes,
Yeah.
but your name is going with it.
So there's a psychology.
There's a
right?
psychology
The
around it,
psychology is
right?
that.
So you could donate $1 million as a socialite. That's spending, and somebody will enjoy that and create something good. Or you could be a spender and buy $1 million car.
Okay.
Right.
I see.
Right. And now the risk takers is all about managing the risk. So making sure that you divide the money on time horizons. When do you need this money? This is emergency fund money. This is house purchase money. This is education money. And then the money that is left, figure out the levels of risk you're taking. If you are in the market, we usually divide people into stocks and bonds. The aggressive people are all stocks. And the super aggressive people go into crypto even. And crypto is an unformed market that has not been defined quite yet. So for risk takers, it's just a matter of like give the funds that are needed for specific things different jobs. For
So diversified.
yes, and to protect them from because risk crawls down, right?
Yeah.
You might start with $1,000 in crypto, but if it grows to 2,000, you might take your tuition money to say, if I put 10,000 in, it's gonna go to 20,000. So it's not like you're gonna stick to the fact that you invest 1,000. If you keep investing 1,000, after you make 1,000, now you're in the clear. But that's not how the money personality type works. If you don't put those guidelines to say every time I make 1,000, I take 1,000 out, you will end up actually putting new money in because you think you can keep
You
multiplying.
can have more.
Yeah. And for savers are the ones that actually need the most work. People think it's spenders, it's savers, because you are actually telling them this money that means so much to you, that you're emotionally tied to, needs to go in the market, in the stock market or in the real estate
Make
market
more money.
and make more money.
Yeah.
When you retire, only about 30% of the money that you will have come from your savings. 70% will have come from the market. So if you are a saver, you're making the gravest mistake by not letting the market send you that 70%. And because it's so tied to their personal feelings about who they are, because most savers judge spenders as like a hobby. They cannot believe these people are wasting money.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what ends up happening, that you have to work with them to actually break through and say, okay, it's not just a matter of not spending, it's doing the right thing. They might even save a better percent than 20%. If they do the wrong thing, it's still going to end up in the same place where the spenders are. And obviously the realists are usually very cold and calculated.
Yeah.
You just have to teach them.
So that's the goal. The goal is to try and fit in the realist category, right?
The realists have the best outcomes.
Yeah.
But they also don't have as much fun.
Yeah.
As the spenders.
Yeah.
And they usually don't have the same anxiety as the savers, and they don't enjoy the high risk, high reward lifestyles of the risk takers.
So if I understand what you just said, so each one of those types needs some coaching, needs
Yes.
some knowledge on something.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
No.
they're
no.
missing.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Each money personality type has a flaw. The goal of getting your financial wellness is to fix that flaw without affecting the rest of how you want to live your lifestyle
Right.
or your partners. Now, when it comes to partners, this is a general question. Do you think there is like a perfect combination that would work, like saver, spender, spender, saver? I don't have this answer, so I'm asking the panel.
It can be quite tricky
Mm,
because, as you said, you each have different personality.
mm,
So the way you look at the money,
mm,
it can be different. So it will still need the coaching, like a family coaching, because a financial coaching shouldn't be just a personal thing. I think it should be even a family,
mhm,
because if you're gonna be doing something in a family, don't you think partners, you need to know each other? I mean, you need to know what you're planning to do,
mhm.
so that if someone sees that it's a crazy, or let me say stupid idea, they can call you on that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then the same way, because you can be a spender, another one being like a saver, but you may want to spend on something good for the family, but it may not be good either.
Yeah.
So I think the communication needs to be there. The coaching, I mean, two things: communication within partners or even family, and then coaching, how to do that. Because you may be a spender, you don't know how to save,
Yeah.
or maybe a saver, you don't know how to spend. So that's how I see.
So, to what I heard, actually, so the financial wellness, right? It's like similar. The common ground with Bahu, it's the balance, right? So it's for you. It's not about being super rich or too cautious. It's about the healthy part of our
Fine.
money, right? So it's more about it's balance here, right? Because I thought a little bit for me, I thought I was actually living here probably like Elon Musk.
Oh, with the wheelbarrow full of money.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
now you know, to get that wheelbarrow full of money, you're
Right.
gonna have to be closer to a risk taker enterprise. So if it's
Yeah.
not part of your personality,
I have
so
to
let's
do
just
that.
say you started with the first step,
Yeah.
but the wheelbarrow is not here today.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the mix of it. Next time I'll bring the wheelbarrow.
Right.
Oh,
Whoa.
no, I'm just kidding.
I can't wait for it.
in the next
Can't wait
podcast.
for it.
But at least you know,
Yeah.
if you go to 5moneypersonalities.com and you do your money personality type, and enterprise, a risk taker, is not one of them,
Yep.
you will know that you have to do something consciously to be able to take on opportunities like that.
Yeah.
So that way you can get to
So money, which one was it? The handle moneypersonalities.com.
5moneypersonalities.com.
.com. So if I go there
Yeah.
right now, you show me a survey that I'm taking
Yes,
and
Yes.
see which category I fit in.
indeed. Yeah,
Beautiful.
amazing.
Thank you. We are done with this explanation of psychology of money. And thank you so much, JP. And I'm hoping that we need to have more of this, because our communities, they need to know. Because I just found out something that I didn't know.
Yep.
And my co-host was asking too many questions.
Yeah.
And Salah too. So I think we need to have more of this discussion.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for your time. Thank you.